Masechah Shabbos Daf Kuf Chof Zayin. The Gemara says that although a maschilin ba'oitzer, you can't start to move a oitzer on Shabbos, but oitzer shvil b'raglov b'chnisosoi b'tziyosoi, when you're going in and going out, you can make a walkway with your feet by moving aside the muktzah, the ritva, and the Ran say it's klachiyad, the tiltul menatzad. The Magen Avram says, you see from this Gemara that tiltul begufoi is mutter l'taltal b'muktzah. There's a machlokes hapoiskim in the ged of this heter. The Chayei Adam, who's brought in Mishnah Berurah, says that over here it's mutter because it's a tiltul begufoi. Tiltul begufoi is a greater shinoi than an ordinary tiltul minatzad, and according to the Rosh, it's mutter even l'tzorich davar aser. That means, although tiltul minatzad is only mutter l'tzorich davar mutter, when you metaltal begufoi, with you moving the muktzah with your body, it's mutter even l'tzorich davar aser, like the Rosh says, that if you're moving around kash shal gabe mita, it's mutter because it's a tiltul begufoi. And the Chayei Adam writes that even if you're not going inside this oitzer and you don't need it, it's still mutter to move around the muktzah begufoi. However, the Chaznish writes that the whole heter over here is because you're going in and agav urcha, you're moving around the muktzah b'raglo, but to make a specific maisa to move the muktzah b'raglo will be awesome. Moving further on, the Gemara brings the machlokes if godol hachnasat orchim kashkamas beis hamidrash or yoyser me'ashkamas beis hamidrash. And then the Gemara says that godol hachnasat orchim yoyser kabalat pnei shchina. And the Gemara brings a raya from Avram Avinu that was talking with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and he went to hachnasat. In the Ikar Gemara, it's tzorich ian. How could it be that God hachnasat orchim yoysim ashkamas beis hamedrash? The halacha is Talmud Torah's keneged kulam. In the Sefer Ian Yaakov, on the bottom of the Ian Yaakov says that avada, the halacha is Talmud Torah keneged kulam. But we hear the Gemara means that hachnasat orchim is greater than the added benefit that someone has, more than learning by himself, if he will learn in the Beis Medrash with many people there. Which is tzorich, because the klal is Talmud Torah keneged kulam. Any darga, any level of Torah be'iyon is keneged kulam, so it's still tzorich in oid pshat in the Gemara. In the Ikar Havana of godol hachnasat orchim, ayin Rabbi Yerucham Levovitz has a ma'im in Parshas Noach about the tremendous level of doing a ma'aseh b'shiflos to help out somebody else, and he brings a raya from the fact that godol hachnasat orchim yoysim mikvalas shchina v'ayin sham b'arichas. He explains the tremendous ma'ila of shiflos. In the Ikar Gemara, Reb Shlomo Hayman asks a tremendous kasha: how is Avram Avinu allowed to stop talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to be machnas orchim? The halacha is oisik b'mitzvah potem in a mitzvah. The fact that he was talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a mitzvah, so his potem is oisik mitzvah potem in a mitzvah. So he says a chiddush that the only time you say oisik b'mitzvah potem in a mitzvah is when you're doing a mitzvah chiyuvis, that if you stop doing the first mitzvah, you'll be mevatel the mitzvah. However, over here, the mitzvah of talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not a mitzvah chiyuvis. Otu Avram Avinu had to talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu every day, so therefore it's not considered that he'll be mevatel the mitzvah by stopping talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. In such a situation, there's no halacha of oisik mitzvah potem in a mitzvah. Similar to his yisoid, there's more in the sivis that oisik mitzvah is only on the chiyuvis, not in the kumis. Ayin achroinim sheharichu b'divrei and the sivis. It's important to point out that it's totally in a shaila that the achroinim discuss. What's the ged of oisik mitzvah potem in a mitzvah? Is oisik mitzvah potem mitzvah even by mitzvah d'rabanan, or suffik mitzvah do you say oisik mitzvah potem mitzvah? And the B'chanan says that even by a mitzvah d'rabanan you say oisik mitzvah potem mitzvah because it's not sheves didach. So if the point that's patterning you is because not Sheves Nidach, so who adin by mitzvah kumis also will pattern. Ayin Chshukei Chemed has an interesting ha'ara that how could Avram Avinu stop talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and be machnas oirich? Why is it different that someone's in Milish Mein Esrei and he sees someone that needs hachnasat orchim, that Allah is of sure you can't stop to be machnas oirich? So Vili has a whole interesting shayla. What happens if in the middle of Shemon Esrei you see someone stealing the Sefer Torah from the Aron HaKodesh? Are you allowed to stop him? And he brings the Mishnah Berurah says that if you see someone being over Issa D'Rabbanan, like if there's Meriglayim on the floor, you can't be stopping Shemon Esrei. However, if there's Soya on the floor, which is the ice, then you could stop. So Zilberstein declares, what's halacha if you see someone stealing a Sefer Torah? Is it like Godel hachnasat orchim yusim kabalat shchina or not? And then he says, what's the answer? Why is it different than Shemon Esrei nowadays? He says two answers. One is that after Matan Torah, the orchim were makabel arvis for the Shemon Esrei of the mispalel. So therefore, you have no right to stop Shemon Esrei to be machnas orech. And also, since there's an isser to stop Shemon Esrei, the fact that hachnasat orchim is better will not be matter you to be over Issa D'Rabbanan. Moving further on, the Gemara says you can be fana demai halei chazile. You can't eat demai. The Gemara says since it's chazile aniyim and you can be mafkin chosim v'abani v'chazile. So the Mivi says you see from this Gemara it's mut to be mafkin on Shabbos because you be mafkin the chosim v'abani. And the Shar Melech asks on the Ritva on the Kuf Chof says that it's also lahafkir on Shabbos. So how did you learn this Gemara over here? So to answer this, Kasha is three mahalchim and achroinim. The Shar Melech writes that over here, when he's mafkir nechosim to be an ani, he doesn't want anyone to pick it up. He really wants to keep it for himself. So since he doesn't want anyone to get it, it's not doimyu to mekach or memkar, and therefore it's mutter on Shabbos. The Chassam Sofer writes that it's mavur in Rishonim in Beya that it's mutter to be over a isser kal of mekach on Shabbos when it's a tzorich mitzvah. So over here also, hefker is isser kal and it's a tzorich mitzvah, it's mutter. Another teretz in the Achronim, in the Sefer Zera Avram, he says according to a tremendous yesod that's mavur in the Miri and Magen Avis, he says that there's two different ways to be mafker something. One, you could be makne l'koil. It's mavur similar to the Rashi in the first parak about Matzia. The hefker is considered as acheres makne. You makne l'koil. Another way of hefker is you misalik yourself. You're not like giving over to anybody. You just misalik yourself. He says that it's also on Shabbos is when you're being makne l'koil. However, over here you're not being makne l'koil. You're just being misalik yourself in the chayfetz, and that's mutter on Shabbos. There's another mahalak to answer this kasha in the Emek Bracha. That is, Emek Bracha says even though it's also a hafker on Shabbos, it'll still be mutter. He says because be'emes it's tzarchi and there's a migu, they can mafkin nechosim, no one's going to mafkin this nechosim. So the Emek Bracha explains that the Gemara just means to say the fact that it's chosi ta'ani and anyone could be mafkin nechosim, that's a proof that the Isser Demai is the Isser Kal. And since it's an Isser Kal, therefore it won't make the Nechosim Muktzah. And he says that's the explanation. The Gemara in Brachas, you can be Mezamen on Demai because it's Isser Kal. And in the Briskerov, we mentioned in the Shir in Brachas that Mem Zayin that says that the Isser Demai is an Isser Gavris, it's not Isser Cheftzah. So that's why the Demai won't be Muktzah. Ayin Shurim Shalom David that says that it's not an Isser it's just a chayvas hafrosh of osi hativ why demai is not muktzah.